I know it's been a while, but I've been building up the courage to talk about something very personal and near and dear to me, something that has really made a change in my life for the better, I think. And that would be the limited show She-Wolf of London, also known as Love and Curses. So I'll link the video that inspired me to get into the show. Here's a DVD release. It's terrible. It's really lame looking. It's embarrassing. I hate the generic picture here. It looks like those old H.P. Lovecraft books that just had like stock photos with a gray filter and maybe like smoke coming out of a tomb on them. And that's really what it looks like to me. But the show itself's great, and it's from the year 1990. The original run ran for 15 episodes, and then it was a joint, I don't know, it was a fucking, we'll just say London in American production. And eventually London people pulled out because the show was, I guess it was a little too goofy at points, and we'll get into that later. So it then became a pure American production for the final 5 episodes of the season, titled Love and Curses. And the first 15 episodes are some of the comfiest, just most atmospheric, enjoyable shows with 2 of the most charismatic, lovable leads I've seen in a show of this nature. I really would put them up with like Kolchak or Mulder and Scully. And I haven't seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer since I was like in my single digits. I can't comment on that show. People always think I hate it or something, and I just haven't seen it. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. It's a long show. I don't have the time, and I haven't seen it since I was a kid. But it got me into shows like this, so I have to pay respect. Even if I don't like it now, it made me who I am and was definitely one of the formative shows I watched as a kid. But going back to this, the first 15 episodes, essentially, American student Randy is going to London to study under mythology professor Ian Matheson. Those are our 2 leads. And they have a very inappropriate professor-student relationship. There's a lot of sexual tension. She lives at his family's house. And eventually, when she becomes a werewolf, she is locked in the basement during the full moon so that she can't hurt anyone. And he just creates a weird kind of prison cell for her that nobody really questions or knows much about. But yeah, so she immediately gets attacked by a werewolf, and they then solve mysteries of the week for the rest of the show. Occasionally there's something like, oh, well, we need to find a cure, or we need to look into this to understand things. I don't understand why you go from like, oh no, you're a werewolf, to we need to solve mysteries, but I don't care. I mean, it's a very flawed show, and the flaws kind of help make it more endearing. It's the comedic aspect go too far, even in the first 15 episodes. There's some episodes like the body-changing one, where it's kind of like that movie with Denzel Washington, Fallen, or Shocker, the Wes Craven movie. It's something similar to that, and it's just a bit much. It's a little much. In the last episode of the series, what I consider the series, the 15th episode, is like a parody of a Star Trek convention mixed with an Agatha Christie mystery, and it's by far the worst episode of the original run. Unfortunately, it would be the best episode of Love and Curses had it appeared under that banner originally. That show, they go to America, the atmosphere's gone, you no longer get the Matheson family outside of Ian, and quite frankly, you don't miss them. You don't watch the show for them, but I kind of did miss the interaction. It didn't mean much, but it was just a staple of the show. I just, and instead of being a professor at a university, Ian Matheson is now a talk show host, and he interviews paranormal people, I guess, because that's going to help them find a cure for Randy's lycanthropy. I don't know. And instead of the family, you get Ian's slimy producer who just wants to sleep with Randy. And it's just lame. It sucks. And I thought I was going to like it. Stuff like Mystical Pizza, where it's like witches own a pizza shop and turn people into just like a toad or whatever, and stuff like that. It seems so like cheesy in an 80s kind of way that I thought I would be the one who actually defends it, even though I know it's not like high, grade A entertainment. It just isn't. I think I like it less than most people. It sucks. When the show was first going through it, when I was first going through the show, I know I have a hair here. I just drive me crazy too. I had to get rid of that. When I was first going through it, every episode, I watched just one episode a night, and it was just like, I need to cherish this. I want to savor the taste, you know? Like you're eating like a really good meal and you don't want to rush it. And as I got to the final 5 episodes, it was like, I just want this to be over. It was originally bittersweet because I was enjoying it so much. I wanted to watch more, but I didn't want to get close to the finish. And by the end, it got to the point where like, I just wanted it to end, just take it off life support. It was that kind of thing where like you're looking, you notice yourself looking at your phone more and more as you're watching the show. As for highlights of the series, though, I gotta say, for me personally, it is the two-parter, the only two-part in the series of the zombie episode. I won't give away the twists and stuff, because that's a lot of the fun. I knew all this information. I found it out through, I believe it's called Movie Nights. I'm sorry, I don't remember your name. I don't remember most people's name, as has been evidenced routinely on this YouTube channel. But she used to be known as Obscurus Lupa. She puts out a lot of great content. And this one particularly just stood out to me. It's like, I need to get a hold of the show. I need to watch the show. And it was just everything that I wanted it to be. It was just a love at first fright. And I could go over episode by episode. I give the boring details, but why? I'm going to tell you this much, though. It was produced by Mick Garris, who everybody knows. If you don't know Mick Garris, you're probably not that big of a horror fan, no offense. He did stuff like the Stand TV series. I did a ton of Stephen King adaptations that have, of course, all slipped my mind now that I'm on camera talking about how relevant he is. But very involved horror dude. A cool guy. I unfriended him on Facebook because he was irritating with Trump derangement syndrome. Like eventually it's like, dude, I get it. You don't like him. That's cool. But please, like, I like you for your movies, not your politics. But that's cool. It's his Facebook, whatever. But it was also produced by Tom McLaughlin, who you probably don't know, but he did the best Friday the 13th, unless I'm mistaken, which would be very embarrassing. Which is Jason Lives, of course. And just a funny, great slasher movie. Highly recommended. I'm not a huge Friday the 13th guy. I like it. They're fun. But for me personally, that's always probably been my favorite. Great movie. So seeing those two come together to produce this show, it just makes sense. The whole thing makes sense. I think it really should have, I don't want to say a better reputation, because people do seem to like it. Have more of a reputation. I get it's not as influential as Kolchak. I get it's not as refined or as long running as the X-Files. But it is a fun show. And especially 2020. I watched this show 2021. I started on New Year's Day, actually, which for me personally has been much worse than 2020 in many ways. Or much more difficult. I'll put it that way. It really helped make life fun, even when life was difficult. And I looked forward to it every night. It gave me something to be excited about when things were a little too mundane during lockdown. And I can't wait to go back and rewatch it, which I'm certain I will. So I don't know what else to say. Love and Curses / She-Wolf of London made my life better. I think I'm a better person for it. And I want to share that joy with other people. So please do yourself a favor, check it out. The videos are on YouTube. Check out formerly known as Obscurus Lupa, sorry again, her video on the series, if you don't mind the spoilers, because it's a really great overlook at the whole show. Buy the DVD if you want. But yeah, definitely check the show out if you're interested, because I love it. So with that out of the way, we'll get the obvious shit that I do every episode. We just released the Electric Complex documentary, or as I refer to it, the Electric Complex-umentary. About half an hour long. Most of it was filmed at, I think, State College, where we drove up to meet Lexi, and Bo, who did some stuff with Lexi as well. He contributed to her video. Damn it, I'm going to mess the title up once again with the names. I think Angels with Self-Made Wings, I believe it was called. He played the guitar in that. They've done a lot of projects together. Really, really nice dude, really talented guy. So yeah, check that out. Go to the website, buy the book, buy Charlie Lefever's book, and we also got Atomic Fly Swatter up for sale on Amazon, of course. So check that shit out.